Oh, I look like a wild woman. It's all right. There's me without my veins. How y'all doing?
Why did it not?
Is it working? Is it good sound, Kenneth? Chris? Is it good sound, Kenneth? Hey, stop that.
Well,
It was. Do you know what it was? I went 2 lives without charging my mic. So I have a weird camera. It has a little detachable mic and it has to be charged. And like, I thought I was charging it right, but I wasn't charging it right, clearly. And that's all it was. I had to wait for it to charge. And it's embarrassing. But I'll pay you back. I'll tell you some good information about a farmer's almanac. First, I wanted to show you. Now they got a little wilted in the hours between when I wanted to go live and when I'm going live. But I'm harvesting a little basil off my hydroponic grown basil. And I got some Baker Creek seeds. Now Miss T sent me, look, there it is. Strawberry spinach. So I got that. That's new. It's not really spinach at all, but it gets little red berries. A side note, I have some anise, you know, A-N-I-S-E. It has little berries too and it fruits. I just thought that was interesting. And I think that's where you get your licorice, just from the berry. Well, don't quote me on that because I have never done it yet. This is what I got. Excited about this. I was a little bit extra here. Let's say this is my Mother's Day, okay? Or Valentine's. We'll call it a gift. So I got every one of the butterfly peas that Baker Creek has. And for me, the tea is just a side note. I just want them because they're beautiful. And yeah, I'm going to collect them and jar them up. Like Cece. I've been jealous of her butterfly peas. Oh! Look at this tomato with my free seed. Look at that. Do you see this? You, Billy. Hey, friend. Look at this tomato. Alice's dream. Indeterminate. It's a beautiful beefsteak tomato that bursts with antioxidant and incredible depth of flavor. Medium large beefsteak. Golden yellow with red striping and blue blush. We love it. Well, that's exciting. They couldn't have sent me a better seed. Thank you, Baker Creek. All right, so I got the Thai blue, the blue queen, just blue, lavender queen, white queen, Thai double sky blue. There's not a lot of blue flowers to be had in this world, you know. I got my bachelor buttons, and you know, I can't name very many off the top of my head that are blue. Forget-me-nots. Do you know of any blue flowers?
Violets are blue.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, Farmer's Almanac. And my grandma had this. She would get this, and she'd get the Reader's Digest, you know, which are always good reads. A lot of variety of stuff to be perused in them. And
there's another one. There's the Old Farmer's Almanac, and there's another one. I can't remember the. It's another old one, but they were like competitors back in the day.
Right. I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it was called.
We always use the Old Farmers. Bachelor buttons are blue, Sarah says.
Yeah, bachelor buttons are blue. And they're also called cornflowers. Just so y'all know, there is a fly circling my camera again. And I just can't help it. I can't help it. We unalived one. Now, listen.
Glad to see you back, by the way, Sarah.
Yes, Sarah. Hi. I am so sorry that happened to you. And I am terribly afraid. Oh, hillbilly. So the main reason I like this book is The Planting by the Moon Phase. All right? But it also gives you planting dates.
Hey, the nickels are here.
For like when your area, like if you wanted to plant barley in your area, it'll give you planting dates that are acceptable for your area, right? Say it says February 2/15 through 3/7. So that's February 15th through March 7th. So you got a little under a month there to get your barley planted. And I like that because, you know, I'm unorganized and I'm scatterbrained. So I'll forget like when to plant what. And right next to that, it also has when is the moon favorable in that range. So for barley, it's just two days after the planting date. Does this make sense? Stop. Let me finish.
Okay.
So from February 15th to March 7th is your planting dates, but the moon is favorable only February 17th through March 3rd. And moon favorable means it says plant annual flowers and vegetables that bear crops above ground during the light or waxing of the moon, from the day the moon is new to the day it is full. And that's pretty easy to remember, above and below ground. Okay, now, I just wanted to get it out. That's the main reason I read this book.
Sarah says to keep your passwords protected, and the nickels are here. She says she finally made your life.
Hello. And I thank you guys for coming back, because I tried to do it earlier, and I was so embarrassed, because I should have charged my, and I thought I had charged it. It was my bad. You know what I mean? Just, you know, I'm not very tech savvy. Look how old I am. When you're this old, you're not tech savvy, and you're going to forget some stuff, or you're going to push the wrong button, or, you know, forget to brush your hair. Anyway, Farmer's Almanac. And this is 2026, but it does more than tell you how to plant by the moon. I'm going to take you through the little glossary here for the gardening section, and it has the weather section. So gardening is gear up gardeners, stop and smell the house plants, eat your skirrets. I don't know what that is. Then it has your planting by the moon phase, frost and growing seasons. It has charts for that. Phenology, nature's calendar. Let me just pop over to that real quick, because this is really cool. Right here. Okay, phenology. I don't know what that means. Nature's calendar. For centuries, farmers and gardeners have looked to events in nature to tell them when to plant vegetables and flowers, when to expect insects. Making such observations is called phenology, the study of phenomena. Phenomena. Specifically, this refers to the life cycles of plants and animals as they correlate to weather and temperature or nature's calendar. Okay. So like plant peas when forsythias bloom, however you say that. Plant potatoes when the first dandelions bloom. Plant beets, carrots, cole crops, lettuce, and spinach when lilacs are in first leaf or dandelions are in full bloom. Plant corn when oak leaves are the size of a squirrel's ear, which they say is 1/2 inch in diameter. I've never measured a squirrel's ear. Plant corn when apple blossoms fade and fall. Either one.
Squirrel's ear would be about the size of a pencil eraser.
Plant bean, cucumber, and squash seeds when lilacs are in full bloom. You use lilacs twice.
And if you don't have lilacs, I guess you're just out of luck.
Go find somebody who has lilacs and go stare at them.
Watch your neighbor's lilac.
What are you doing, lilac? Plant tomatoes when lilies of the valley are in full bloom. We planted some of those and they didn't come up.
What?
Bare root, lilies of the valley.
We're not in the valley.
Transplant eggplants and peppers when bearded irises bloom. Plant onions when red maples bloom. So for your flowers, you'll plant morning glories when maple trees have full-size leaves. Listen, if you plant morning glories, you better be real dedicated about where you're having them, because they will never go away. They reseed so well.
I wish I could. Sarah was saying she didn't remember there was another almanac. I was saying I was wondering if anybody knew what the name was, but I can't. I know there's another one.
You want to check that out?
That sounds like a monkey.
What? It's a chicken sound, guys.
Silky sex.
Say that. The chickens are having relations, guys. Where was I? Plant zinnias and marigolds when black locusts are in full bloom. Pansies, snapdragons, and other hardy animals should be planted when aspens and chokecherries have leafed out. And so, let's go to the insects, because this is really important. Here's the lilacs again. When purple lilacs bloom, grasshopper eggs hatch. When chicory blooms, beware of squash vine borers. Ken, do you guys have chicory growing? Because I don't. When Canada thistles bloom, protect susceptible fruit. Apple maggot flies are at peak. When foxglove flowers open, expect Mexican beetle larvae. When crabapple trees are in bud, eastern tent caterpillars are hatching. When morning glory vines begin to climb, Japanese beetles appear. Y'all, let me know if you have Japanese beetles, because I have morning glories every year, and I will be able to tell you when they're about to come for you.
Just for Sarah, the Old Farmer's Almanac and the Farmer's Almanac have both been around more than 200 years, but they are two different almanacs.
This is Robert B. Thomas founded this in 1792.
Yes, it says right here. It was first published 1792, edited by Robert B. Thomas. He was a sole editor until 1846. It's quite a long time.
It doesn't really give a good history inside the almanac about the almanac itself.
The Farmer's Almanac was first published in 1818 by David Young, a poet, teacher, and astronomer.
Is that Brigham Young? Listen, this is like a secret formula too. Like, people argue about how they make their predictions and stuff like that. See weather. Let's go forecast by region.
That's the main difference between the two almanacs, oddly enough.
The weather?
The Old Farmer's Almanac uses satellite weather these days, and the Farmer's Almanac stayed true to Young's formula, which used mathematics and astronomical equations, including solar activity, lunar tidal activity, and the position of the planets. He was more of an astronomer.
Okay.
Sorry, off subject, but I had to know.
What is today's date? 21st. So for January of 2026 for the Deep South, I'm telling you guys, I don't know how they do this, but I've looked at this thing before and looked up. It's eerie how close it is. So 22nd through the 24th, snow showers north, and it says sunny south but colder.
You see what Sarah said about the bees? That's interesting. Do they do that every winter? I mean, is that a normal thing, or is it when a cold front's coming, or is that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's normal. Just it keeps them alive. They have to survive.
Well, no,
And there's not food outside the hive. They have to have something to eat.
Well, like, you know how the people around here, when they hear the ice storms coming, they just flock to the grocery store, buy every dang thing they can get their hands on. I was just wondering if bees were kind of doing their version, or if it's just a winter thing.
I don't know how Sarah's weather's been in particular, but like we've had these just ungodly warm patches where I'm sure that the bees would run out and go play at that time.
Every winter. Okay, thanks, Sarah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I am so interested in bees. Girl was watching a thing on YouTube the other day. That girl you don't like that she watches, she was talking about bees. It's really interesting.
There's not another snow prediction from January to April for the Deep South. Now, where is Indiana, Sarah? What do I call that?
Midwest.
Upper Midwest?
Probably, yes.
It has to be. Unless I pick something. Y'all bear with me, okay? I'm trying to get
Ohio Valley, is it?
Ohio Valley?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not real clear.
It's got North Carolina.
No,
I don't think it's it has to be.
I'd say Upper Midwest.
There's Des Moines. I don't know. Intermountain. Well, okay. I'm just going to read the Upper Midwest. That has Minneapolis, and I just don't think that's right. You guys, I don't think they care about y'all.
Midwestern region.
Where is Indiana?
Great Lakes or East North Central subregion.
Yeah, Ohio's right there.
Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Illinois. So
that would be the up. That's it calls that
probably Ohio Valley.
Yeah.
So it has Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, and Illinois in it.
I'm excited. There might not be no more snow. I'm telling you. Okay, here we go for.
It's Intermountain.
Well, that's what you told me.
What did I say? Ohio Valley.
Oh gosh. That's what I told myself. Well, let me go back a few pages.
Let me see.
You know what?
I don't know. I don't.
If I would have had sticky notes, this would have been a lot easier because I would have had this all marked out. Now, for January 21st to the 24th, for Sarah, it says you're going to be sunny and colder and that you're not going to get any snow.
Yes, Indiana is part of the Ohio Valley.
Is that going to check out, Sarah? Dad didn't get a farmer's almanac last year, Shay, or I would be checking that out. I think they do have a section here every year of like, how did we do last year on our predictions?
Expecting a snowstorm this weekend. Right now it's 28. That's where Chris lives in Northeast. Where is Chris?
So they might be getting Sarah wrong. Because the 21st to the 24th is sunny and colder. Where are you, Shay? South Texas? South Texas. She's in Texas. Come on, Texas. It's interesting to me since we know this snowstorm has come all exciting.
Rhode Island. See, I knew it was somewhere in the Northeast, Chris. Rhode Island.
Ooh, see? For the 20th through the 23rd. Yeah.
Excuse
me. For you, Shay, it says sunny north, showers south, warm.
Just ask us if I'm trying to watch it and people are calling me. Houston, Texas. There's a lot of people in Houston, Texas.
You're on the border of that area, though. The one they're predicting. You are closer to, I guess, the Louisiana side of their. I'm not saying that it's anywhere near you. I'm just saying. They're kind of counting Louisiana with you. But man, if you're going to get that kind of weather down that far south, Shay, this is really exciting. Houston, yes. I remember what you're talking about. Right after the pandemic, I think there's been two really good. Because I watched Paul Plant too. I think he's from Houston. I watch him sometimes. And he got hammered twice, I know, with some kind of freeze. Now, whether it was like a snow event or just freeze. But I think it's crazy that it would swing that far south, Shay.
I wonder if she knows who hit.
But it is, Shay knows Pooh Have.
Does she?
You know Miss T and Pooh Have, Shay, right? I'm going to find you there. I think I found her there. It's hard to remember where I found everyone, truth be told. I just love that I found anybody. So what else could we talk about in here?
Kennison, Rhode Island.
Oh, frost in the growing season, you know, it gives you your, how many growing season days you have in your particular. So for Indiana, Indianapolis, Miss T and Sarah, you guys have 172 growing days in your season, and your last spring frost is April 26th. No, yes, and the first fall frost is October 16th. According to this book. And then in Texas. Well, they don't have Houston by itself. What's closest to Houston?
The Gulf.
Right? Why do they have to be all particular? Because they have 3 different Texas places. Denton. They have Amarillo.
Amarillo's up in the Panhandle.
Well, anyway. Denton and San Antonio. San Antonio's last spring frost is March 2nd, and this is March 21st
Oh, yeah.
for Denton.
Shay says she uses Farmer's Almanac good fishing days, too. That does.
Yes.
Yes.
And that tells you when you're supposed to cut your hair, if you want it to grow or to not grow.
Didn't Ben Franklin have something to do with the old Farmer's Almanac?
I couldn't say. I
Isn't
should
he
have
on the
researched
cover?
more. I don't even take
Isn't
for
he on the
granted
cover?
where it came from. I know.
Cover.
Benjamin Franklin is on the cover, and so is Robert Thomas.
I'm thinking he had something to do with it. And they were talking about one that was like the original, like it's called a Poor Williams Almanac or something like that, which I think might have been Ben Franklin's. And they said pretty much every household in colonial America had one.
I mean, for your planting dates also, it has early and late dates. So like if you're planting early beans or late beans, like it'll have both dates. So you have your spring and then you have your fall. It does spring and fall crops. It tells you when to plant it regardless of whether you believe in the moon thing or not. Just so you know. I think it's a handy thing to have. Here's your best fishing days and times. It says sun, moon, tides, and weather all influence fish activity. For example, fish tend to feed more at sunrise and sunset, also during a full moon. Tides are higher than average. And yes, tides
Deer do the same
affect
thing.
inland too. It affects all groundwater.
Deer are more active at
I looked this up.
dawn, dusk, and during a full moon they feed all night.
Most of us go fishing simply when we can get the time off, but there are best times according to Fish and Lore. 1 hour before and 1 hour after tides.
Online?
Online.
That's cheating.
Online. I was looking like it was here on the page. Online. during the morning rise and sun up
Really?
and the evening
Oh,
rise.
she's saying she heard that Farmer's Almanac would not be printed anymore, only online.
Yes, my daughter came home telling me that. And her and an elderly gentleman were talking. She runs the little deli counter and she cuts meat. She was like, "What are we gonna do?" He's like, "I don't know."
Now, see,
But I think it will be online. I like the tangible copy though.
my absolute favorite magazine did that. Went online only, and I.
What's your favorite magazine?
The Backwoodsman.
The Backwoodsman.
And they quit doing print copy. Now they're only online, and I don't like it. I mean, what the Backwoodsman is designed for, like
He saved all his
living
copies.
off grid, no self-reliant stuff like that. That means your computer ain't gonna be there. You know what I mean? So there goes a resource.
Yeah.
What if the power grid goes down? No more almanac. I don't like it.
I'd be interested to see
We fear change.
if the planting dates of this have changed much in the last 20 years. And
Well, if you'd have saved them, we probably had almanacs for the last.
Shay, I'm praying that the Farmer's Almanac is right. You and Sarah, but I think they might be lying to y'all. I've seen that weather. It's just barreling east, so I know it's going to hit you a little bit, Shay. But it's probably what it is. If you get hit hard, then I'll just get rain. Or if you get hit hard, or you know what I'm saying. I'm not trying to make you get hit hard either way.
According to our weathermen, southern Oklahoma is going to get most of the ice,
Right.
and we're going to get most of the snow. We're going to get like a glazing of ice, and then 6 to 12 inches.
How
of
big
snow.
is this storm that it's covering 2 states, Shay?
It's a huge storm.
Yes, I prefer a hard copy. You want to make notes? And like I said, I would love to have last year so I can compare and see if they got. I can't remember
She's
when
going to
it
be covering
snowed
her
or
chickens
whatever.
and garden. The plants we have outside, we usually cover any night it's going to freeze. I'm going to go out and cover the ones that aren't covered tonight. And our chickens, we put them up every night. We live in town, and you would think in town they would be safer, but in town you have stray cats, and they're much more.
I have
dastardly than
mustards and mustards and collards though. I need to harvest them now.
Hey, Farmer Chaz.
They have a little bit of Farmer Chaz.
You're getting in from a dance.
Have a little bit of frost damage on the collards and the mustards, but most of them are fine. But I just want to harvest. I got plenty in my freezer, and I thought they'd be easier to cover if I go ahead and harvest them. I usually like to leave stuff for vegetation when it's coming, but I don't really mind if I don't get another harvest of this. You know what I'm saying? I got arugula out there that I really think, because it's been so warm, a few of them are starting to bolt. I don't care anything about that. And I need to get that arugula out of there anyway, because I don't want that arugula spreading there. It's not a good place for it to stay forever. Do you know what I mean? I cut all my broccolis out because I got little pitiful heads anyway. It ended up being in full shade, and I knew better. This year's been challenging for me because I've been recovering health-wise and just trying to remember all the things I knew before I was an alcoholic. It's to be honest, I'm outing myself here. I have to just kind of learn all over again. You know what I mean? I've been a crazy person for the last handful of years of my life, and I'm paying the dues now, but I'm doing just fine. I'm doing great. I have quit smoking cigarettes too. So, clean me, man. Clean me. And my garden's going to be great. In fact, even my failures are great. I had beautiful plants out there, but that old sun went south and went on the other side of this house over here. I knew that. Somehow I didn't know that. And that is why my broccoli heads are tiny. And I was out there, I fertilized, out there pondering. No, they weren't never going to get any bigger than that with just a couple hours sunlight a day. You know what I mean? These are my failures, little silly things. I grew beautiful plants, so. I do have my Brussels sprouts out there, and I've got 2 cauliflower that are looking kind of wild. Those will probably be just out of there. So that's, I got it all down so it's easier to manage.
Sorry.
But also I made space. Where the broccoli was is going to be my potato patch. Hopefully, if the sun comes on in. I got a month. month and a half before I want to put my potatoes out. So I got plans and I'm doing good. And I've got some cabbage out front too. Like 4 or 5 good cabbage heads out there that are just hoping they're going to get decent size. Give me something. That's all I got. So I'm not really worried about this weather event. Let it happen because Oklahoma, I don't know how Texas is, Shay, but Oklahoma has been so dry. So dry. That one tornado scare we had a couple of weeks ago was the last rain we got. And I'm tired of watering gardens in the wintertime.
How many growing days?
How many growing days do I have? Well, that was on that other page. Oklahoma. See, Tulsa's the closest one I got to me, so I have to count Tulsa.
We're pretty close to Tulsa.
207 growing days. Yes, we are like 60 miles from Tulsa, 60 to 80, and then about 60 to 70 to Oklahoma City. And my last spring frost is, where'd you go? April 5th. This is a handy book, guys. It's just a handy book. And I like, these are like the little, like checking the persimmon to see if it's going to be a shoveling kind of winter or whatever it is. Breaking ice. It's just like that.
Huh. You talking about you freaked out when you looked at your water bill, Shay. I paid our utilities, our electric and water paid through City Hall here in town. And my electric and water together was as much as it is during the summer. And they said most of it was electric. They were actually asking if we had electric heat. And I said, no, we do not.
I have grow lights. Listen, it has gestation and mating tables for husbandry. It has cattle, goat, horse, pig, rabbit, sheep, cat, and dog.
Speaking of which, when I was out there a while ago, Billy was snorting. I'm not sure about who, but I'm going to have to keep an eye out.
We've got to get better.
You here all day?
Because they're not just pets, they have a function. Where's my milk? Like, where's my milk?
Well, like I said, I don't know which one he was snorting at. I tried to see, but they weren't even over there. So,
wow. And it tells me right here I could have 30 females for one male goat. Mm-mm-mm. He's only fertile for 5 years. Females are fertile for. It's just as I never even knew this page was here.
hey, Okie grower.
So it has your animals. It has proper age or weight for first mating. Then it has a period of fertility, which means how many years they can breed. Number of females for one male. And then period of gestation for days that they're pregnant. That does not count when you have a goat that's just fat and not pregnant.
Marshmallow with feet.
And I swear, y'all, never have I ever been able to feel, they say you can feel the little ropes on each side of the spine, the little ligaments, and I've never been able to feel that.
Now, see, Okie grower is saying his electric bill is twice what it usually is. What is going? Are they just charging us more for is electric rates going up? And they just.
That is fascinating, actually.
Oh, speaking of trends, this goes with just what you were saying. I was going to tell you, and I forgot about it. The guy at work that grows goats. I told you he has goats. He does La Manchas.
Oh.
Well, when Belle was bred and we were waiting on her, he had 5 nannies that he was waiting on the kid. He has a big herd.
Okay.
4 of them did not kid. They dropped milk and everything and did not kid. And he said a friend of his had the same thing. More than half of his he was expecting to kid didn't.
Why?
I don't know. I mean,
dropped milk?
they dropped milk and everything and didn't kid.
Listen, because Belle always kind of has milk.
Well, I told him, about how ours looks pregnant and we think she's pregnant, and then we're waiting and waiting, and then she just came in heat again. He said his did the same thing. He said when they dropped milk and they didn't kid when they were supposed to, he said I kept them in the kidding pen and just thought, well, maybe I miscounted the days. He
Right.
said next thing I know, they're back in heat.
Meanwhile, we isolated our poor little goat. They were so sad because that's what we did. We isolated our goat, thinking, because you never know how two goats are going to, like, the kidding goat, might go psycho out on the other goat for being in the pen, right? And then she'll hurt that baby on the way to go hurt that other goat, or vice versa. So, like, it's just safe to separate them on out. And we had done that. We'd done it for about 2 weeks. And I was like, look, this is ridiculous. And I let that little white marshmallow, like he calls her, out. And she went to rub it up on the fence and presenting to my Billy goat.
Can you imagine if Belle flipped out on Annie?
And I am never going to go on YouTube and tell anything about any goat being born ever again. Y'all will see it when you see it.
Annie is such a sweetheart. She ain't real smart. So she's like Dauber from Coach. Good Coach.
The best fishing days in January are going to be from the 18th to 31st.
The best fishing days in January are going to be when it's not 10 degrees outside. I mean, think about this. This is between the 18th and the 31st. We're fixed to have 4 days below freezing.
See, goats come in heat every 21 days. That's average. And then 18 to 24 days is the range. What does that mean? Anywhere from that is normal. It might be every 21 days, but can be every 18 to 24 days. Okay. The length of estrus is 2 to 3 days.
Chaz, I have eaten goat, and I really like goat, but the way these guys have been, they've become like family. We could never eat the ones we have. I know Billy, I don't know. He would be a toss-up.
But the thing is, we sell our kids because we don't have room for having a herd. Okay? If we had a herd, if we had room, if we didn't sell our kids.
Yeah, Okie, we're not far from you there, man.
We'd have 2 to 5 goats to butcher every year. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'd feel a lot better eating my goats. I don't care. I'll get used to that meat. Because I know that I am going to be good to my goats. I know I don't give them medicine unless they absolutely really, really need it. And, no antibiotics ever because they're never sick.
Yeah, okay,
my parasite loads never get out of whack, even being in a pen. So I would trust my meat. I would get it tested. I would get it tested and show y'all. That's really expensive, I bet. But I would.
Oh, the guy I work with does the goat.
Not that I've ever eaten a goat, and I would, though. That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't keep a Billy past the breeding season.
Does he eat it?
He butchers it and feeds it to his dogs. Billies are really nasty.
No, Billies are really nasty. He, however, was our first goat, and I don't know if I could do that.
There's times I could, because...
But, listen here.
He's a butthead.
Goats are really rowdy. Goats are really dangerous, especially when your female comes in heat. So it would kind of pay off to do that because you would always have a younger buck that really couldn't hurt you that bad.
Farmer Chaz, like I said, the ones we have now we're kind of attached to. Billy was our first, and he actually belongs to girl.
Yeah.
And I joke about it because he is not a nice animal. But the two nannies, especially the bottle baby we have, are just like pets. I mean, it would be really hard. Now I have eaten goat that I've raised, and it didn't bother me a bit. In fact, it made great barbecue.
Oh, my God.
But these, being a close setting like we are here on the urban farm, I mean, we're around them every day. We walk by them every day. We're touching the goats every day. I mean, it's a little bit different than when you're, pasture raising a herd. We've got 3 goats, and all of them have, daily contact. So it's a little different.
Yeah. Like I said, if we had a herd,
Chaz, a goat is not really bad. I mean, if you like, goats make the best barbecue sandwiches. You've had those barbecue sandwiches like the shredded meat and on a bun and barbecued it. Goats are great for that. But
why would it be any different? It'd have to be similar
Yes.
to lamb or to deer.
yes, we have chickens too, and they're mostly for eggs. But when we get too many roosters or different situations, we will cull the chickens and eat them. Right now, they're wanting me to off one of our oldest hens. I admit she's not at the
No,
weight
listen,
anymore.
guys, she's getting kind of out there. She
she's
is the
unique.
only chicken I had, mind you. I'm a good chicken mother. I went out there in driving rain with the slicker on, trying to get. They let the chickens out. I don't know why they let the chickens out when they knew a storm was coming, but I went out there trying to get them to go in, and they thought I was a crazy woman, and they were just running from me. So I went back in the house to save my own life, and Snake Eyes was the only one that didn't go in the house, and she was sitting by the door. The door was open. There was no chickens in the doorway. She was sitting there just riding that storm out. I was like, man, come on. Let's have chicken salad. I know she's not going to be a good chicken because she's not laying eggs anymore.
But she is so unique.
I just want to drop this little line on y'all. If you ever get cows, y'all think we're terrible because we can't get our goats pregnant. Because let me tell you right now, for a cow, 18 hours. You have a range from 10 hours maybe to 24 hours. And I bet the range is for their age. I bet the older that cow is, the smaller that window is. So you got 1 day to breed your cow. That is stressful.
Yeah, Okie grower, the fresh eggs are the best. I mean,
They are the best.
there's no comparison. If you look, you crack an egg, a store-bought
getting eggs
egg,
again.
and a fresh egg next to each other, you can pick the fresh egg out every time. It's much more yellow, much brighter colored.
And I have been throwing my, you know how the brassica leaves down the bottom, they'll get yellow and start to die back, and I'll snip all those to keep from touching the ground and all that, and give them to my chickens.
Now,
I really
Chaz-
believe that's a good driver in getting them to lay again.
Chaz, right now we have some Americanas. They call them Easter eggers. They lay like a teal blue egg, and then we have some that lay kind of a pink looking egg.
You need to turn that off, and you go get the eggs, and we show them.
But we do have some copper Moran roosters, and copper Moran is supposed to lay really dark brown eggs, and when you cross them with Americanas, you're supposed to get like an olive green egg.
Oh. It has this chart with the best days for 2026, and right up the top was quit smoking, and I chose a terrible time to do that. But that's okay, because I'm hanging in there. So for baking, for brewing, dry fruit, vegetables, or meat, it has a whole various, the best day to demolish. It has the best day to demolish. I wonder if it has best day to have a baby. Best day to get married. They don't want us to procreate.
At my age, every day above ground.
Good night, Mr. and Mrs. Foraging. Good night, Chris. Fresh eggs would come get you some fresh eggs, Okie grower. Shall we just send them to you?
Can you imagine trying to mail eggs?
Also, if you live in Oklahoma, I think it should just be told right now that I have a Moran rooster that's, if not free to a good home, at a very reasonable price because he's getting a little squirrely. Yeah.
The only reason he is, I mean, he's not mean. It's just when you have more than one rooster in a pen, there's like
That's
a competition
exactly right.
thing. And usually the subordinate rooster will get mean because he's frustrated.
Yeah, and he's not going to pick on the big rooster, mind you. He's going to pick on you or your hens.
Well, they're twins. I mean,
They are twins. They look exactly the same. They're really beautiful.
it's just one is dominant.
They're the
and
kind of
one's not.
picture. They're the kind of picture perfect rooster. Like you would take a picture and you'd stick it up on your wall because they're really
I was going to grab
glorious.
a couple of eggs.
Yeah, come show our eggs off. This is really cool for your chicken tenders. It has setting the eggs by the moon sign. So, and it says right here, it takes 21 days to hatch an egg, give or take. Those born under a waxing moon in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces are healthier and mature faster. So to ensure that the chicks are born during these times, set eggs 21 days before the desired hatch dates. For example, the moon is new on March 18th and full on March 1st. Eastern date time. Between these dates, the moon is in the sign of Cancer on March 25th and 26th. To have chicks born on the 25th of March, count back 21 days. So you would set eggs on the 4th of March. And then it has April, February, March. It has the best days to set eggs for all of these months. It has a chart here that tells you the moon's astrological place for every month for
Here's
each horoscope sign.
Well,
There's our pretty eggs.
the color's not really coming through
Aw,
like it should.
tilt it.
No. I'm going to drop.
Nope. I'll make the video later.
Yeah. The color's not
I don't want to make a
doing it
mess.
justice.
Where was I at? That was a really cool page. See, now I'm not going to go too far into the zodiac with y'all. Y'all could look at that if you want to, though.
No, he's not mean like Peach's rooster.
No.
He just kind of bluffs. He'll like fuzz his feathers up and stomp at you.
He's not mean to the hens. However, when you
Hey,
have
good eye, Farmer Chaz. That one, it's not a double yolk, but we have one of our Americanas that lays abnormally large eggs. They're never double yolk, but they are really, really large eggs.
yeah.
I feel sorry for her. I mean, here is another Americana egg. I mean, ouch.
It's really tall. I like the little pink ones. Y'all can't tell what color they are. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, it looks white, but it's actually like beige.
When they first start laying eggs, you'll get these little, really tiny ones, and they call them fairy eggs. There's that fly.
Yeah, it's fine.
So I guess I kind of covered some stuff. They got a really nice article about a plant called the, what kind of jasmine is it?
Confederate jasmine?
Star jasmine.
Girl grew Confederate jasmine.
Listen, I think they changed the name of that for certain reasons, Quit
That's just
saying it.
wrong. I mean,
Why is it wrong? It's not wrong.
the plant had nothing to do with it. And the only reason it's called Confederate jasmine is it's like it wasn't a like pure jasmine, something like that. It had nothing to do with its region.
I don't know how to tell you how wrong that word is, though. Like the whole idea of it. It's a star jasmine. And now? Okay. Stop and smell the houseplants. This is the article I was reading. I want to just tell you about this jasmine. I have to get this for girl. And this is one you can grow in your house.
Oh my goodness, Chaz, you're killing me. She says, I wish I wasn't scared of chickens. I might try to get a few.
Chaz, don't be scared of chickens. I'm telling you, Chaz. I don't know how to explain to you why chickens go with gardening. It just does.
It reminds me
All
of-
your infected leaves with your bugs and the little eggs on them, you just take them over to that chicken pen and they are gone in seconds.
She would do great with silkies. Silkies are so sweet.
Silkies are cute, and they're so cute that you'd never want to harm them, so you could just have them and have your little eggs. They don't lay as much as some other chickens, but they make up for it because they're cute.
Every time I hear about somebody scared of chickens,
Silkies will never, a rooster, that will never hurt you. They got little feather feet. They're getting hit by Ewoks.
read her comment.
and it would be dinner. Listen, dinner's good.
Uh,
Silky chickens are actually is it Chinese or Japanese?
I don't remember.
An Asian cuisine.
They're black though.
They are a
flesh,
black skin, black flesh chicken. Even their bones are black. They are so cool. They'll come in all kind of different, like gray, white, black, or kind of a buff color. But because of their black skin, the little eyes, they look like they got eyeliner on constantly, and it's so freaking cute. It's just
Every
little
time I hear about
eyeliner.
somebody scared of chickens, I'm thinking Napoleon Dynamite.
And they have little froze.
Do chickens have large talons?
They got the poofy hair chaps. So this is it. The winter jasmine.
Was it Okie Grower that called them Chewbacca chickens?
Somebody did.
Is somebody locked in somewhere?
I don't know. She sounds like she's playing a tambourine or something back there.
If my grandma didn't have cats, I'd probably get her some.
So this has an article about jasmine. I want to get some jasmine because it smells delicious. French perfume is your ideal beer straight for Poet's Jasmine. It's called Poet's Jasmine. You have to look it up. Okay. Easily produced, modest, star-shaped white flowers in a bright window. South window is the best. Visually, you won't be thunderstruck by these flowers, but they smell amazing. And I know that you can take them outside, during the growing months. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying this is something that probably have to be protected. Maybe not in Houston. If you want something to smell soapier, go for the bushier angel wing jasmine. And by the way, I'm pretty sure you can extract these scents and make essential oils and stuff like that. So the bushier angel wing jasmine. Then we have if you want a muskier montage, a winter blooming jasmine is the beauty queen in the family. Star jasmine, though, is the one that he was called Confederate jasmine. It mimics jasmine in every sense except family ties.
Yes. Correct. Yep.
And it's viney, starry white or cream colored. And it says it spews a scent even more lovely than jasmine itself. So,
Okie Grower says he'd take a rooster whooping for a dozen eggs.
well, the rooster's not going to give you eggs.
He says, Sarah says she got pecked and flogged as a child. She still don't trust chickens.
Oh, Sarah. Okay, Sarah. We used to live in Little Axe. It's like 40 miles south of here, roughly, okay? And now I don't make up the names for any of this. I was told by a cop this is what goes on. Mexicans get together and they have a rodeo down there. Now, I don't know what happens at this rodeo, but we had this wild-looking rooster just wander up to our property through the woods. I might add, and so we decided to keep it. We had just gotten chickens. I suppose he heard my rooster and found his way to it. Which is pretty smart. But this little guy, I guess, was a fighting rooster. Not a very good one. But my oldest daughter tripped and fell in a hole. And it got her while she was down. And me and my other daughter were out there. And we were like, get up! She was just crying. And we had to go help her.
Chicken.
So I let it go. But then we called him Bo Diddley. Anyway. Then I got flogged, and so that was just going too far. We went ahead and that was the first time we ate a chicken that we raised. We didn't really raise it. She supports, see? What, I could just mail you eggs?
Now, see, I would be
your
afraid.
honey's worth more than my chicken
I would be
eggs.
afraid the bees would turn on me.
Right?
When I was a child,
Trip and fall and the bees just attack you.
when I was a child, I was definitely allergic to bees. I mean, I would go in anaphylactic shock. My throat would swell up, and I'm not anymore. But when I was a child, I was.
So I wonder why. You just little by little got inoculated to it.
I don't know. I was getting stung all the time.
You outgrow your
me,
allergies?
you know me, I'm always outside. I was a wild kid.
Oh my God, Sarah. I swear to God, the healing power of honey, sweet sensation. I didn't even know this was in here. So John Hill, he said, honey will at all times cure the gravel and then certainly prevent the stone.
Farmer Chaz says she can't mess with bees either. It's over if she gets stung.
Are you allergic to bees? Chaz, are you frail? Are you just scared of chickens and bees?
I know Chaz doesn't like bugs. I remember the whole.
I bet Chaz is saying, I'm going to whoop your. She's going to whip me.
The stings make her feel better. Now, see, I've heard that about stings being used medicinally.
They make me younger. I'll get them all over my face. So I grew bangs, right, to kind of hide this right here. It's natural Botox. I figure it's having bangs.
Okay, that is so cool.
Wow.
Now, see, we have considered starting bees here, but we live on one highway and very close to another. There's an intersection of highway just a couple blocks down, and I just don't think it'd be good for the bees.
Where I live with it, and too many cars. Just way too many.
Now, we get a lot of bees here.
Yeah, I get a lot of bees. But I can't control them from coming here. I mean, I love them.
Chaz,
I want them to come
remember
here.
Your video with the green stalk and the bee or the bugs on it, and I was cracking. I was rolling on the floor, literally laughing. It was hilarious.
I'd like to encourage a natural hive. How do I do that, Sarah? There might be one. I mean, I want to keep bees. I just know this ain't my forever farm. I'll have to wait a minute. But then again, that wait a minute's going to have to hurry up because I'm getting kind of old. Speaking of old, my old pal here, this time last year, I was recovering from a kidney stone that went wrong. But he's got a kidney stone now, and I hope it's going to go right. But they're making him wait a week to get it out. They said he can't pass it. And I don't understand this because they gave me medication that broke mine up. And they said if it didn't work, then but his must be too big to pass. So
yes,
he's getting out the easy way, I think. Because let me tell you, yeah, ouch, Farmer Chaz, that hurt.
If you heard,
and I really didn't know what was happening. I was still having trouble.
You heard about the procedure. It doesn't sound like it's the easy way.
I was in kidney failure for a minute, so I was just getting like my bladder stuff going again, and I really had to just bear down. I had to bear down, and then finally, like this trickle came out, and I'm sorry to be so graphic, but I looked in the toilet, and it looked like little ground up pieces of pomegranate and flesh. And I called the nurse in.
Oh, that is cool. See, I would love a situation like that. Opie says there's a huge bee colony in an abandoned building by his house. It hums in the summer.
Wow. You ever thought about going and getting you some honey, Okie? You'd be a bee charmer like that girl on Fried Green Tomatoes? I like the idea.
Chaz, I've heard.
I bet Sarah loves Winnie the Pooh.
This procedure is pretty non-invasive. I mean, there's no incision or anything like that. And it uses a laser and all that. And there's going to be a couple other things done while he's there. But anytime you're put under, I mean, it's out of your control. I don't like it. You know.
Did you know there are cave paintings that depict honey gathering? 15,000 years ago, people have been harvesting honey for millennia.
I heard they found edible honey in some of the Egyptian tombs.
Serious honey production began about 3,500 years ago.
I'm saying that it never spoiled. It was edible honey in the tombs.
Yes, get you some bee balm. So, and bee balm, you can plant from seed every season if you wanted to. Like it'll come up.
Those
And flower.
What were those flowers you had growing in the strawberry beds, and you had little
Zinnias.
They loved them. They were flying around them all the time.
And bachelor buttons. Daisies.
Now, Sarah, tell you a funny story. I watched a show on it one time. It's one of those like documentary type things. And these beekeepers in this area, their bees were, the honey was becoming funny colored, almost like different colors. And they couldn't figure out what was going on. Well, they had these guys, like entomologists, is that what they're called, come in and like examine what was going on. And there was like I think it was an M&M factory not far from there, and those bees were getting the colors from the M&M factory. And when they would come back, it would, like the sugar and stuff, it would color the honey. I mean, that's like,
messed up.
isn't it?
Causes cancer and like 50 million bee parts probably. It's messed up. Listen, did you know when you sip a spoonful of honey in your tea, you're reaping the bounty of 5,000 apian visits? 5,000.
Why are they called apian?
I don't know. Apiary though, that's your beehive, right,
like,
Sarah?
It's like monkeys.
I'm telling you, this book is just fun. It's got all kind of different facts.
Try to put bachelor buttons in.
It's a good thing to read on the
winter
toilet.
sewing water bottle.
Like, you know.
I've always loved we grew bachelor buttons in a tree stump.
Yeah.
They're so easy and delightful.
So again, if y'all missed it, I also got Baker Creek. This is my free Baker Creek seed. It's Alice's Dream tomato. It's a medium beef steak.
Yes, you did scream.
Lavender. I screamed.
She's talking about the way she acted with the bugs in her stalk.
I don't like bugs either. I flip out if they get on me. I become a different woman. You'd see me come alive then. That's when I'll go and look at a bug and film it. I'll unalive it even. But when it jumps on me or just invades my space, my mental well-being, then it's got to go.
I pretty much leave bugs alone. I mean, I don't mess with them unless they're like a garden pest or, if they're doing damage or a mosquito or something like that. But as far as just bugs in general, I don't care for them, but I'm not going to go out of my way to squish them. You know what I mean?
I'm going to try interspersing my fruits, my vegetables.
Landed on her. Oh, you're killing me again. But my grandpa's rule about if you're going to kill it, you're going to eat it. I don't want to
count for bugs.
I don't want to eat no dang bug.
Because like if squash bugs were good to eat, man.
Hey,
that would have been my harvest this year. I'd been so proud of it. Look at all my squash bugs.
They said grasshoppers are like a delicacy, but have you ever noticed? Most time when they say it's a delicacy, that means it's really gross. And it's kind of like the emperor's new clothes. Yeah,
the grasshoppers were really, really bad this year.
It's kind of like the emperor's new clothes. Everybody says it's a delicacy and you're supposed to like it. So you feel like if you don't like it, you're not one of the in crowd. Well, I'm sorry, it's a bug.
Like arugula. You guys all hate arugula, and I'm the only one. And it's not my favorite thing to eat, but it's decent.
She likes bees. She don't like most bugs. Now, bees are different. Bees are, like I said, my daughter watches this channel with this woman that my wife doesn't like. But it's like a true crime thing where she does make.
I have nothing against that woman. Don't you say that.
I'm talking about you don't like her watching all the time because she gets out of it. But anyway, she was talking about, had a story about bees. And when they moved into their house, their attic was full of bees. Like full of them. Thousands. And they called an exterminator to come over there. It was like this bee specialist guy. And he came over there and he refused to kill them. He said, I'll relocate them, but I refuse to kill them. And he gave them the honey and everything. And he was telling her, you really need to check into this because bees are essential to life. And she got to checking into it, and she said bees were so essential to everything. Now she's like a bee lover, and she makes bee jewelry, and her signature thing is a bee. And I mean, she just totally switched her story.
So, like, were the bees still in her attic though? Did they ever
No,
get around?
he took them out of the attic because at that time she still, like, ugh, hated them. She wanted them dead, and he told her no. And he was telling her why, and then she got doing research on her own, and now she's like a big bee advocate. I thought it was really cool. She makes like little jewelry and stuff with bees on it.
That is really cool. Well, I'm never going to feel that way about squash bugs, I'll tell you that.
Stink bugs have been everywhere. I tell you a funny story about it. They call them a bombardier beetle, the big green metallic looking beetles that spray that stuff, and it really stinks. Evidently, she had never seen one. And we had, down in southeast Oklahoma where we used to live, we had an infestation of army worms. Well, evidently, bombardier beetles eat army worms. So the Corps of Engineers brought in bombardier beetles to combat the army worm.
Because I don't like this story. It was a nightmare.
She saw one on our screen door. Big green beetle on the screen door. And she was like, what in the world is that? Well, she lit a cigarette lighter right by it, and it sprayed her in the face. And it was one of the funniest things you've ever
I was just trying to see it better,
And let me tell you, from that night on, there was usually a beetle in our bed. There would be beetles crawling across the floor.
Every night there was one in my sheets. I swear to God. I swear to you. And
now, I know there was an influx of them because the Corps of Engineers turned a lot of them loose.
Big
but it's
old
like
green
they were
things,
targeting
nasty looking things. I guess he thought I was coming for him. I just wanted to see it.
Sarah says wasps and hornets are jerks with wings.
Yeah. Sarah, that same house where... No. We had a wasp somehow come from the attic into our ceiling fan mechanism. And when I was pregnant, I went to turn the ceiling fan on, and the wasp came out of the ceiling fan mechanism and just lit me up. Woo-wee!
Okay, I just
saw
that comment. Mosquitoes suck. Yeah, that's
yeah, mosquitoes suck.
Farmer Chad says, wait till y'all see what I did to the green stalk this weekend. I bet it had nothing to do with bugs. Or unless she evicted it because of the bugs.
She didn't do anything this weekend, did she?
Well, evidently she did.
She was feeling under the weather.
Now, we have a wasp out in our garden, that golden wasp.
It's called a cicada killer.
Well, it's also called a golden wasp, but they are big-time pest killers. They lay eggs in a hole in the ground, and then they will collect bug larvae and feed to the baby in the hole.
Yes, he went in his hole. I might have went ahead and stuck a rock over there on it. But then he Googled what it was and what it did, and I went ahead and moved that rock. Because you don't understand, it's right in the middle of my garden patch.
Now, Chaz, we've had a little bit of trouble with gnats on our indoor plants. Cinnamon helps, and neem oil.
If you stay on it, spraying a little neem oil, they don't like it. I don't mind. You know what? It's just part of the winter blues around here.
She was telling me about
having gnats flying around.
What are they really? Are they hurting? Hands you put in your pocket.
Yes, you got those sticky hand things. I was like, I like that. Because last year, I had success just keeping little jar lids with a little apple cider vinegar, and they'd light in there and die.
If you came to see you.
But I'm only just killing them, and they're still coming around.
He's a star.
I mean, G-Mama claims she's got her mosquito, what does she call them, mosquito bits and stuff like that. I don't know where to look for those. I don't even know what she's really calling them. I don't believe anything's going to cure it. That's what I believe. I think if we're challenging nature and growing indoors in the winter, there's just going to be some drawbacks.
Hey.
I might be wrong.
He's a star.
Gnats. Listen, Farmer Chaz, we don't have snails the size of this lady I watch in London. gets baseball sized like slugs and snails. I want to apologize for y'all for thinking that I had sent out slug eggs with my Shasta daisies. It's not what it was, and I think it was only my Shasta daisies that had basil seeds in them. I guess there was some in the little jar, and I put the Shasta daisies in the jar. So that was a nightmare. But I have never in my life seen a seed. I've never pre-soaked basil when I planted it. I just plant my basil and it comes up. But that thing looked like a frog egg, or like I said, a slug or a snail egg. And I was horrified. I was thinking about quitting gardening altogether, Farmer Chaz. But that's all it was a little basil seed getting some water.
Now the slugs we get out here, we don't get them in the garden, but I get them in the shed where I keep the livestock feed. They're huge. They are probably about...
That's because the shed's got a concrete floor, right?
4 to 6 inches long, and they'll be as big around as your thumb. I mean, they're huge. And I hate slugs. I mean, there's very few creatures that I hate, but slugs and leeches are, yeah, they're right up there.
Right. Farmer Chaz, I pre-soaked my peppers. But another thing, Farmer Chaz, do you turn your light on after you've planted your hydroponic? Because I don't think we have to turn our light on until we start seeing a little bit of sprouting.
Google told me the seeds have no use for the light.
Seeds they don't need light per se.
Now, when they sprout,
to germinate.
they need the light.
Yes, as soon as they sprout, you have to turn the light on.
And
because see, my peppers took that full 2 weeks to start sprouting. Now I'm having trouble with my little sponges turning green. I went and put my stickers on, but this is a downhill race to the Slimizola in there.
Plugs the whole thing in. See, that's what we did. We just plugged the whole thing in.
Yeah.
But I was reading up because we were trying to figure out how to keep the algae. I said anything that stays wet that long, there's bound to be algae. And it said to cover them with the stickers and not to turn the light on until they sprouted. Because the algae thrives on the light.
And the reason I'm bringing this up is because when I started my peppers and my tomatoes before in soil, I would never turn my grow light on until I check them every day religiously until I saw some signs of sprouting, and that's when I turn my grow light on. So it will not make your stuff leggy.
Did you see what she said about Mike's cat at gardening?
I will ask Mike. Now that I have an intelligent question to ask Mike, I'm coming at him. You saw green shite too? Yeah.
Well, like I said, when I
because
Googled
those peppers, they just take so long to sprout,
When I Googled it, it said that it thrives in the light. So I wanted to use the light when you had to, and you got... Excuse me. Anyway, it said it would help to not turn the light on until your plant sprouted, because then the algae has less time to form.
Because when the plants are big enough, we can go and we can rinse out our sponge if we're
cover
careful.
them with stickers or aluminum foil or something to block the light. They said the light was the main contributor to the algae growth. May not start.
I've got 2 peppers now, Farmer Chaz.
I had a subscriber leave a comment saying that add a cap full of hydrogen peroxide. I see it said something about we have sprayed with hydrogen peroxide on some seedlings we started normally in like bottom water pots.
And they were fine. It didn't hurt them.
No, it was fine. Hey,
Soil and
Mrs. T.
heat mats. Yeah, I'm scared, Farmer Chaz. I'm scared. You got me scared now too, Farmer Chaz. Miss T! Miss T, I might go ahead and just plant me some peppers in soil just to be safe. Now, they're sprouting nicely, Farmer Chaz, but it took 2 whole weeks. It's a nice surprise. I wanted to say thank you for my strawberry spinach, Miss T, because I got it. But Miss T, I also got some of these butterfly peas, So I'm going to grow these this year. So I could be like CC.
You didn't see my comment when you were explaining the
And then they
butterfly
gave me
peas.
these, Miss T. I can show you that. And Miss T, get your Farmer's Almanac. I think it'll help you understand your grow zone, but also your frost dates and stuff. It's got a little list of vegetables and when to plant them. Miss T, and this, outside and stuff like that. I think this would be a good tool for you.
When you were talking about you had the butterfly pea, I made a little comment said I didn't know, I've never seen a butterfly pea. Do they poop too?
I know butterflies poop.
Everything poops.
I've seen bug poop. The little black specks.
Miss T, we have a store called Tractor Supply or like Atwoods or a lot of your feed stores and stuff.
They'll have it at Walmart at the checkout counter
ALMANAC.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah's back.
But it has weather forecast in it, Miss T, too. It tells you when to cut your hair, when to not cut your hair, when to go fishing, when to mate up your animals.
Now, see, I'm in Tractor Supply all the time, Miss T, because I buy my animal feed there, and I'm in there so much they gave me a ball cap a while back.
Wow. They're to give us more than that. We're to get a free sack of feed every so many purchases,
That's where I got your chicken pot holder container. That's where I got the little brass turtle that rings.
I like that little thing.
I got all kinds of stuff at Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply is like my Walmart. I can stay in Tractor Supply for hours.
My daughter has one of those bells that ting
Country
over
Boy
there at
Walmart.
her deli station, and I went in there one time and just rang it a couple times, and I
Farmer
turned
Joe doesn't have
around,
a tractor. Do you have now in
and her
Colorado?
boss was standing right behind me.
Sorry. I was answering a question.
I love him. I just love him so much.
I'm getting up.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Why?
Oh, thank you.
I did not mean to interrupt you, by the way.
It's all right. I was just playing. I think we've been live too long.
I was going to mention Big R.
Big R.
Remember Big R in Colorado?
Yeah, Big R was in Colorado. That was our Atwoods.
Atwoods is
another one. Yeah. Tractor Supply, Atwoods, and then Big R.
Those are like Country Boy Walmarts.
Yeah. What else we got?
There's a sale at, I've never, Menards. Right now, 15% off anything you can fit in the bag. You'd be surprised what I can fit in the bag. I like to go through those self-checkouts.
What is Menards? What is that?
I don't know. But
it's funny how different regions have different stores.
I've
always thought this was wild.
You remember Ben Franklin's?
I do remember Ben Franklin's.
We used to have a department store called Ben Franklin's. And we had Otasco. Otasco was like nationwide.
Otasco. I remember Otasco. I think Ace bought Otasco.
I don't know. Otasco used to have, Savage Firearms made guns just for the Otasco chain. And there was like a Big O, had all kinds of like the Big O wagons.
I thought I'd read this real quick, okay? This year's cringes, okay? I'm going to do this right. Just so everyone is clear, I'm going to put my glasses on. So there was that, okay? I once worked at a pizza shop to get by because I needed the dough. My friends and I have named our band Duvet. It's a cover band. What did the surgeon say to the patient who insisted on closing up their own incision? Suit yourself. I'm trying to organize a hide-and-seek tournament, but good players are hard to find. I I started telling everyone about the benefit of eating dried grapes. It's all about raising awareness. Dad, are we pyromaniacs? Yes, we are, son. Do you like that? All right. Writing my name in cursive is my signature move.
They say Menards is kind of like a Home Depot. Man, if I could go anything you can fit in a bag, 50% off Home Depot, I'd clean house.
We could probably build a house. You're so clever. Everything in a bag. Guys, I'm
Oh, your daughter just told you why is 6 afraid of 7? I love that joke. That's 7, 8, 9.
I'm afraid to say 6 to 7 anymore. What is that thing?
Oh, man, that's just... I actually saw Google, search on Google, what the heck does that mean? They said it doesn't mean anything. It says,
And they're laughing right now because you Googled it.
Well, it was when they were bugging Farmer Chaz about have grandma say 6, 7. You know, it was just. So I was like, what in the world does that mean? So I looked it up and it said it doesn't mean anything, but they think if they don't act like they know what it means, they're not part of the in crowd. Kind of like I was saying about delicacy. You know, if you don't like it, you're not part of the crowd. I'm just fine not being part of the crowd.
Guys,
it's just to annoy adults. See, I agree 100%. But some of the adults are trying to get in on it, and that's just double sad. Okay? If you are 67, don't say 67. Okay, it's just wrong. It means nothing.
Let's hope we lived at 67. And I am wondering about our kidney stone drama and where it all comes from, man. Because it has to be our diets.
Me and a lady at the grocery store were just talking a while ago about music. Jim Croce came on the radio, or the grocery store.
Jim Croce.
And she was saying, "Oh, this is when music was music." I was like, "I agree, 100%." I said, "This music these days, I can't understand what they're saying. They all sound the same." She says, "I know, right?" And I said, "You know, that's exactly what my parents used to say about my music, but I guess it's just my turn."
Yep. It's like you.
She plays Tetris in the bag. Heck yeah.
Play Tetris?
No, she's talking about the 15% off anything you can fit in the bag. She plays Tetris in that bag.
Oh, okay.
Heck yeah.
Got excited. Man, I loved Tetris when I was a kid. I'd sit there and play that Tetris. I was really good at it. And I saw this news story about this guy who actually got to the end of Tetris. I don't think I ever did that, but I went really so far. Tetris is my Tetris garden back there. See, the way I don't have a gutter and the way my roof, the water comes off in such a way. I've got my garden bed set just so that all that rain just trickles on through. It's almost like an intricate Mayan watering system I got back there, you know. I'm really proud of that. And I don't get flooded back there, but out front I get flooded. And that's what happened to my tomatoes last year.
It used to flood back there.
Yeah, it did used to flood back there.
Whoa.
Hi. My daughter.
Emo.
She come out with a different makeup look.
She's been watching that girl you had to rinse out again.
I'm sorry I said anything, but look, you made me light up. I just looked at you like I saw a stranger. Just a stranger in my house. Y'all guys, I gotta go cook dinner. We are gonna go cook dinner.
You're not gonna cook dinner. You're gonna make me cook.
We're gonna cook dinner and we're gonna eat it.
She's gonna make me cook. Don't you believe her?
And thank you for coming back. And I'm sorry I had technical difficulties. And let me tell you, this little thing right here, which I took the opportunity to go ahead and clean this, you know. I don't know if it's quite dry, so it just has to be charged. And it has, it's got a little thingy right here, right? But I assumed that I could just take the other end of this and plug it into my computer and that would charge it as well. And it is not the way of the land. So now I really know how to charge my mic. This is the second time it's happened to me. And it won't happen again, I swear.
I'm glad you got here tonight too, Sarah. We'd
He
all
was
been
trying to
worried
make
about
me
you.
think it was a geomagnetic storm that was causing my YouTube interference.
No, it was just a crapshoot. I'd never had that problem, but I do know that big geomagnetic storm been causing all kinds of headlines. And I was thinking it said it could be a YouTube thing. I was thinking, well, what if the geomagnetic thing is causing some kind of disruption with YouTube? I don't know.
I'm going to tell you, yesterday, about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, me and girl over here went to go clean out the broccoli bed. And we got lightheaded at the same time out there. And we hadn't been out there like 20 minutes. I don't know if that had anything to do with that or what that was. It was odd.
I'm not computer savvy. Okay.
I'm not either.
I'm a sledgehammer and pipe wrench kind of
Listen,
guy.
and there's, 5 or 6 points of interest in setting up a life. You get one wrong and you're not going to have
You
a good
make your
time.
hubby cook too?
Hmm?
Yeah. She comes up to all these excuses.
I do not make him cook. 9 times out of 10, y'all, I'm cooking this meal. I am indignant. If he does cook, good. Thank God. That's what I'm saying.
You bought dinner because you're tired. I'd like to go buy dinner because I'm tired too.
No, it's disappointing to buy dinner, you guys.
I want to have burger.
I'm going to kick y'all out of here, and
Guys,
I'm going to thank y'all for coming and staying and talking, and it ended up being really cool. Now, I hope I sold you on the Farmer's Almanac, but if not, it's not a big
you
deal.
know why you didn't have any problems and it was so much?
Because you're here.
Yeah.
I knew it. And I purposely,
That's me.
I was like, I'm going to wait till 5 till Lawrence is here. So I thought, that way if anything did go wrong.
You know,
I'd
I'm
have
still in
backup.
my work clothes and I got paint all over my hat from painting bridges. I mean, it's just.
You guys ever go driving down the interstate and you see those little guys doing what they do on the side of the road? Please slow down, because it might be my husband. They have sent him to some crazy places to work. And it's pretty good money, but it ain't worth it to die. Y'all slow down and make these guys safe. I love you guys for hanging out with me.
Good night, everybody.
Bye. I need to make it less obvious that I'm turning it off.
That was
Just keep smiling.